Each year we have what we call a concert of praise, and we encourage people from the different churches that are associated with Project Urge and the organizations and ministries to come together and worship together. And we have a broad range of musical styles. Sometimes we even have puppet shows, sometimes we have spoken word, dance, and it just speaks to the diversity, and it's like a bouquet of flowers that's just presented to the Lord for that moment in time.
Jacob's Ladder team is basically a group of people that are that provide labor. The materials come from the ministries that we're serving. They provide the materials, they provide the paint, the drywall compound and all that. Jacob's Ladder provides the tools and the labor. There's really no skill requirements. We have a few guys that know how to do some basic work, and really all we need is people that can actually do additional work with us. And it's a chance to use your skills and your time and your effort to minister to other people.
My ministry is called Diversity as a Gem. And the mindset on creating this diversity program is like a workshop, it is a workshop, was to do diversity from a different angle, a different viewpoint, which will include not only what you have to deal with as being in an area where you are diverse and it's not being acknowledged, but also things that you have control over as well, that you can assist yourself to be able to be successful in whatever your goals may be. The actual Diversity as a Gem is that program that was created, and it has specific accomplishments from each session, each night, things that we expect the goals we expect to meet for that particular night, and then we see if we met them at all, and then at the end we just created a document that was like an action plan, pretty much, of what are you going to do from here on, you know, to not duplicate what you've done in the past. One thing with diversity itself, which is why I did the program, it is a very unrewarding at times project to tackle. It is I don't know what to say, unrelenting to even do this project. What I would like is definitely we need the prayer. We definitely need that. We also would need, because we want to go into the schools eventually. That is one of my goals, to get into the schools to deal with the kids and dealing with the diversity there. We need more people. We need people who are interested in learning about how this is different, because it is a weird subject, and not weird, but it's a tough subject, I should say. So I do need more people who are interested in just having the same passion, seeing the issues that we have with diversity, and is wanting to assist. And from that, we'll be able to build more and to reach more people that way. If we could, that's a starting point. For Project Urge, what I see as Project Urge is, when I talk about diversity as a gem, I'm actually seeing Project Urge actually doing it in an action piece. So I'm seeing it come alive, being that their Project Urge is crossing the barriers of more of an individual, utilizing individuals versus just different groups of people. They're utilizing everyone. And so for me, Project Urge is exemplifying what diversity as a gem is.
One of the other services we provide is volunteer coordination. So a school or a church or an individual can call us up, tell us what they'd like to be able to do. Maybe we might ask them about their spiritual gifts if it's a church group, and we try to plug people into areas that we think will be high impact, suitable for their needs. One example is Williamson High School has used our services for about 7 years now.
Hi, I'm Tracy O'Hara. I'm a counselor at Williamson High School, and I participate in Project Urge. We support students going there 2 times a year. We bring about 40 students on each trip. It really shows them the impact, I guess, that you can have by being involved in your community. And that's one of our goals, is to hopefully that students see it firsthand. And it really opens themselves up to what's happening outside of their small knit community that they live in. You know, we would urge other people to do it. It's just been a great experience, and that's why we've come back for so many years.
Project Urge has sent us some great groups from schools, from churches, civic groups. Everyone comes down, they get into the retail damaged product, figure out if it's acceptable or not. They weigh it up, they label it, they palletize it, and eventually it ends up at places like homeless shelters, church pantries, food cupboards.
Urgent presentation tour is something we do each year. We generally gather ministries and organizations from around the city of Rochester and open it up to churches and the general public to come in and get to know all these different ministries and what they do, so that they might be able to support them and maybe get involved. And this is also sort of a rallying cry for a lot of these ministries and organizations to also sort of network with one another. Each year when we look at the surveys, we find that most people only knew a couple of the organizations or ministries and knew very little about the rest of the ministries. So we give them an opportunity to dialogue and tour some of the facilities, and we generally have some workshops and guest speakers, which are always interesting too. One of the benefits of being part of Project Urge is all the free publicity you get. We do newsletters a couple times a year, and all the people who are affiliated with Project Urge or participate in our meetings get to be part of that newsletter and advertise or let people know about their ministry in that newsletter, and it doesn't cost them a dime. The other thing we do is we do e-briefs a couple times a month where we let people know things that are going to be pertinent to their area, areas where they could become involved, areas of concern where they might want to show up for a meeting or might be something that's of interest to their neighborhood.